Welcome to A Course in Miracles. We're reading in the text in chapter 22, Salvation and the Holy Relationship. In the introduction, we'll start in paragraph 2. Who has need for sin? Only the lonely and alone. I'm going to pause here and let's sit with that for a moment and reflect on that. Who has need for sin? Only the lonely and alone. Such an interesting question. Yeah, what do we need sin for? It's interesting to me that sin is an archery term that means missing the mark. And yet each of us has an endless quiver. We can always draw another arrow. Try again. I used to live in Stockholm, and the Swedish word for repentance is omvända, and it literally means turn around. Yeah, there might be times where we're walking down a dark path and we need to turn around. But it doesn't make you less innocent. It doesn't make anything wrong with you. It just means you need to turn around. Sometimes we do need to turn around. We're going the wrong way. We're going a way that's not going to lead to happiness. Only the lonely and alone who see their brothers different from themselves. It is this difference, seen but not real, that makes the need for sin, not real but seen, seem justified. And all this would be real if sin were so, for an unholy relationship is based on differences, where each one thinks the other has what he has not. They come together, each to complete himself and rob the other. Ooh. So that's an unholy relationship, when we come together to complete ourselves and rob the other, trying to get something from the other. I'll pause here and say, if you're in a relationship where you're trying to get something from someone, that's not love. That's not love. That's not real love. It's transactional. It's predatory. Sometimes we think we're being very loving and kind, but we're really trying to get something from someone. Sometimes we're just trying to get validation, or we're trying to get their appreciation, but we're still trying to get something from them. There's nothing to get. You're it. You already have it. In A Course in Miracles, it says, if you're trying to get something, just give it instead, and then you'll recognize you already have it. Sounds so silly, and yet it's super effective. Try it. It is this difference, seen but not real, that makes the need for sin, not real but seen, seem justified. And all this would be real if sin were so. For an unholy relationship is based on differences, where each one thinks the other has what he has not. They come together, each to complete himself and rob the other. They stay until they think that there is nothing left to steal, and then move on. Oh man, I'm gonna pause and say that's brutal, but that is the truth. We've all seen, maybe even been in relationships like that, where it's like, it's just not working anymore, or they're not acting the way I want them to anymore. I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong. It's just a brutal truth that they stay until they think that there's nothing left to steal, and then move on. Like, I got what I wanted, now I'm out. Is that love? No, of course that's not love. We know that. We inherently, intrinsically know that is not love. It's something, it's not love. And so they wander through a world of strangers, unlike themselves, living with their bodies, perhaps under a common roof that shelters neither. Is it just me, or is like A Course in Miracles laying like this is like a smackdown? It's like wow, truth bombs right and left in chapter 22, Salvation and the Holy Relationship. Living with their bodies, perhaps under a common roof that shelters neither. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I just love that so much. I feel like A Course in Miracles has quite a sense of humor. In the same room and yet a world apart. Oh my goodness. Have you ever lived with a stranger? A holy relationship starts from a different premise. Each one has looked within and seen no lack. Accepting his completion, he would extend it by joining with another whole as himself. Oh my goodness, I love this so much. Wow. May we all know relationships like this. May we all receive and accept and treasure this type of relationship and be someone who can be in this type of relationship, because we are not trying to take or get. We're it. And we're with someone else who's the whole package too, perfect, whole, and complete, because in truth, they are. We don't need to become that. We are that. All we're striving for is the awareness of it, because it's already there. You're already saved, you're already perfect, you're already whole, and you're already complete. You might be having a nightmare. However, you don't need to do anything other than accept the truth, aka wake up. Each one has looked within and seen no lack. Accepting his completion, he would extend it by joining with another whole as himself. He sees no difference between these selves, for differences are only of the body. I'll pause here and say, this doesn't mean that we're like stupid, that we're like, oh, we both have red hair. No, it's not talking at that level. There's people who have blonde hair and black hair and brown hair and blonde hair. And those are superficial differences. A Course in Miracles is not interested in the superficial. It is always referring to the eternal when it is speaking about God and God's will. It's the eternal. And there is no difference between the inherent value of any soul, because all minds are joined. Differences are only of the body. Therefore, he looks on nothing he would take. He denies not his own reality, because it is the truth. Just under heaven does he stand, but close enough not to return to earth. For this relationship has heaven's holiness. How far from home can a relationship so like to heaven be? Think what a holy relationship can teach. Here is belief in differences undone. Here is the faith in differences shifted to sameness. And here is sight of differences transformed to vision. Reason can lead you and your brother to the logical conclusion of your union. It must extend as you extended when you and he joined. It must reach out beyond itself as you reached out beyond the body to let you and your brother be joined. And now the sameness that you saw extends and finally removed all sense of differences, so that the sameness that lies beneath them all becomes apparent. Here is the golden circle where you recognize the Son of God. For what is born into a holy relationship can never end. Wow, so beautiful. Whew. I was really moved by these teachings because it's true, and I recognize it as true. And it was a beautiful and much needed reminder for me to not go into any type of relationship trying to get something, but to show up as my whole and complete self and to see that in the other. You know, on earth, I think the human relationship is reciprocal. Like, I can give you this, you could give me that. And that's like a high level human relationship. But a heavenly relationship is, here I am, enjoy. I don't need anything from you, and you don't need anything from me, but here I am. And what is born into a holy relationship can never end. Thank you so much for being here. You're so beautiful. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for the play that you do. Because we're actually not here to work, we're here to play. And being you is the perfect game. I'll see you soon.